Okay. So student, today we are going to discuss about another topic in the chapter acid basis salt. Today our topic is properties and the types of salts. So first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss about the property associated with the salts and also the various types of salts that can be formed. Okay. So let us come on to the first topic, that is properties of the salts. Okay, so in properties of salt, the first property is salts are formed through the reaction between acids and bases. Regarding this, that we discussed in the previous class, that how salt are formed between the reaction between acids and bases. Now you find that there are various kinds of acids and there are various kinds of bases. So when these two will combine together, we will see that they will form a salt. Okay, so salts are basically the reaction between acids and bases. So second property is most of the salts are readily soluble in water. So what does this mean? That when these salts are dissolved in water, they are completely soluble. Okay, they will not give any residue after dissolve. So from second property, we know that most of the salts are readily soluble. That does not mean that all salts are soluble. You see here, see, it is written most of the salt. So most of the salt means not all salt, but majority of the salts, they are soluble in water, and they are also called water soluble salt. Okay. Now the salt do not conduct electricity in solid state, but allow electricity to pass through in its molten state and in aqueous state. So whenever we are going to pass the electricity through the salt in solid state, it will not conduct electricity. But if the same salt is melted by giving a very high temperature, it will melt into its ions, or the same salt, when it is dissolved in water, it will conduct electricity. Let us take one example, NaCl. NaCl is not a good conductor of electricity in normal state, but if the same NaCl is dissolved in water, now it will act as a conductor of electricity. Okay, NaCl, when it is dissolved in water, that will act as a conductor of electricity. Again, if the NaCl is melted at a very high temperature, again they are act as a conductor of electricity. So salts is what? Basically they are conductor in molten and aqueous state, but they are insulator in solid state. Okay, the reason behind this conduction is the presence of ions. In molten state and in aqueous solution, there are ions, and these ions, they help in conduction, and in solid state there is no ions, so there will be no conduction. So these are the three main property associated with most of the salts. Okay, first regarding formation, second regarding solubility in water, and the third regarding its electrical conductivity. Now let us see how these salts are classified. So basically, on the basis of nature of acids and bases, there are three types of salt found in nature. Nature में आपके three types of salt होंगे. One is your neutral salts, another is your acidic salt, another is your basic salts. So on the basis of nature of the acids and bases, there are only three types of salts. First, neutral, acidic, and basic. Now let us discuss these salts one by one in detail. The first is your neutral salts. Then what are called neutral salts? The salt formed by combination of strong acids and strong bases are called neutral salts. So what happens when the strong acid react with a strong base, we will get this neutral salts. Okay, only strong acid gives on reaction with strong bases, they are called neutral salts. The solution of neutral salt in water does not changes the color of the litmus paper. Okay, so generally we know that litmus paper contain how many colors? Two colors. One is red litmus paper, another is blue litmus paper. So if we are going to dip either of them, either red or blue, they both will not change its color. It indicates that the solution is neither acidic nor basic. Okay, because if there is a basic, the red will change, and if there is an acidic, blue will change. But since the solution is neither acidic nor basic, so none of the litmus paper will change its color. So let us take some example of this neutral salt. One is your sodium chloride, calcium sulfate, potassium sulfate, sodium nitrate. Okay. So first of all, let us take the formation of NaCl. How NaCl is formed? NaCl is formed when when NaCl is formed when NaOH, that is a strong base, react with a strong acid, that is when these two will react together, they will form NaCl. Now you see that here the base is also strong, acid is also strong. So which kind of salt is it? neutral salt. Again, you will see calcium hydroxide, sulfuric acid. Both are a strong base, so the product will be a neutral salt. Here, potassium hydroxide, sulfuric acid. Both are a strong acid and a strong base, so always the salt will be a neutral. Sodium hydroxide, it's a strong base. Here it is written sodium nitrate, HNO3, sorry, HNO3, that is nitric acid. Both are strong base and a strong acid, so the salt will be your neutral. Okay. Next, acidic salts. The salt formed by combination of strong acids and weak bases, they are known as acidic salt. So what we will do is we will give the preference of this strong part. So the solution of an acidic salt in water changes the color of blue litmus paper to red. Why? Because it will make an acidic solution, and you know that in acidic solution the blue litmus paper changes to red color. Okay, so this is what happening in this acidic salt. So when this acidic salt is dissolved in water, it will change its color from blue litmus to red color. Now let us see some examples of it, acidic salt. One is your ammonium chloride, ammonium nitrate, magnesium sulfate, copper sulfate, aluminum chloride. Now, in order to find this acidic salt, let us take this one. Let us take some example. One is ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride, how it is formed? Ammonium chloride is formed when ammonium hydroxide, which is a weak base, HCl, which is strong acid, when they will combine together. Okay, which is the strongest part? Here, acid is the strongest part. So here, that's why the salt will be acidic in nature. So what happened to the salt? The salt will take the side of the strongest part. So here you see one is weak, another is strong. So strongest part will be preferred. So which is strong? Acidic part. So that's why acidic salt. Ammonium chloride, again ammonium nitrate, ammonium hydroxide or HNO3. HNO3 will be a strong acid, and NaNO3 will be ammonium hydroxide will be a weak base. So this is will be a acidic salt. Similarly, all these cases we can apply the same principle. Now let us come on to the another kind of salt, that is known as your basic salt. The salt formed by combination of weak acid and strong bases, they are called basic salt. Okay, the salt which are formed by combination of weak acids and strong bases, they are known as basic salt. Okay, so solution of basic salt in water changes the color of lead litmus paper to blue color. Okay, so what is the role of this basic solution? Basic solution has the advantage that it can change the color of red litmus paper to blue color. Okay, now the examples of your basic salts are calcium carbonate, sodium acetate, sodium carbonate, sodium hydrogen carbonate. So first is done for you calcium carbonate. How it is formed? See, calcium hydroxide, which is a strong base, H2CO3, that is a weak acid, that is known as carbonic acid. When carbonic acid react with calcium hydroxide, carbonic acid is a weak acid, this is a strong base. So which part will be taking? The stronger part. So stronger part means basic salt. Okay, so in all these salts, what we will take is we are going to take the stronger part of the acidic or basic, and thereby we are going to get the respective salt. So if the strongest base is strong and acid weak, then basic salt. If your acid is strong, base is weak, that is known as your acidic salt. And what about neutral salt? If both are strong, that is known as your neutral salts. Now here are the questions for today. There are two properties associated with salts. And second, state the difference between neutral, acidic and basic salt. Give one example of each. So what we discussed today is that there are few properties which are associated with salts, that is